What's up, everyone? I'm recording this on August 24th, 2021, and it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius. It's 3:40 in the afternoon, and we're gonna walk from Soho to Chinatown today. I have a guest with me on the channel with this walk.
Hey everyone, I am Johnny Strides, a fellow YouTuber based in Toronto, Canada.
And we're gonna be walking on Broadway all the way to Grand Street to Chinatown. This is Johnny Strides' first time in the Soho neighborhood, and pretty much his first time in New York City too.
Yeah, I was here once a long time ago, back when I was in high school, and I don't really remember a whole lot, so I'm looking forward to exploring it with ActionKid.
Okay, let's go.
So this is Broadway,
This is Broadway, yep.
and we are walking north or south?
South. And Broadway is Manhattan's longest running street. It goes all the way from the southern tip all the way to the northern tip.
It's pretty much in the center of Manhattan.
Yep, pretty much. Until it gets to like Times Square, and then it curves over to the west side. This is pretty much like the shopping district capital of New York, besides Fifth Avenue.
I was about to say, more than Fifth Avenue, or Fifth Avenue is higher end, isn't it?
Yeah, Fifth Avenue is higher end. This is kind of, actually there's some higher end shops over here too. We could probably even veer off so I could show you some. On Broadway is more like, more lower end stores. But you do get those like Louis Vuitton and Burberry and stuff on the side streets.
All places I would never shop at.
Yeah. Does this remind you of anywhere in Toronto so far?
Kind of. It's got a bit of a Queen Street West vibe to it. It's a little taller. Usually the buildings there are 2 or 3 stories. I think New York is definitely a city of canyons, pretty much especially in Manhattan.
Oh yes.
So if it's a really sunny day, just pick the other side of the street and
Yeah.
you'll be in shade.
It helps a lot recording videos. A little bit of a line from Prada.
I think some of these lineups are artificial. They're creating demand for it by making it look like people want to go there.
Oh yeah. Let's make a detour for about like 2 blocks this way, because this is where the Apple store is.
So Prince Street Station.
Yep,
And that's the R and W.
the R and W, yep.
But I've also seen, is it an N and a Q on the yellow line as well?
That's right.
So how does that work? It's so confusing.
It's really confusing, I know. Most New Yorkers, we don't refer to the subways by the colors, but by the letters and the numbers. But the colors are supposed to refer to like which main trunk of Manhattan that the subway runs through. Like the yellow lines is Broadway, the red lines is 7th Avenue. But within those colors, they have like local trains, express trains, and then trains that like veer off into like different directions once they get out of Manhattan. So that's how it works.
And now we're heading towards the Hudson River.
That's right.
So the East River is behind us in the other direction.
Yep.
I'm still trying to get my bearings. It's a bit confusing.
It is a little bit confusing. And here's Mercer Street. Now we're getting into the more high-end shops over here. There's a Miu Miu and also Louis Vuitton across the street.
Well, I've never been to this neighborhood, and I've never been to Chinatown, so I'm kind of looking forward to going there and seeing what that's like. Is it the biggest Chinatown in North America?
I think so. Not the one in Manhattan though.
Oh, there's another one?
There's
in New
another
York?
one. There's a few. I think there's about 5 or 6 in total.
So it's the almighty Apple Store.
Yep.
And it looks like it's in a historic building, an old post station, or?
Yeah. I think it's an old post office.
Do you guys have plaques on your buildings when they're of historical significance that tells you what it used to be when it was built?
Yeah, some of them do.
But not all of them?
Not all of them.
That's kind of a cheat I do in a lot of my videos.
Yeah.
When I'm walking by, I might often say how old a building is, and people might think I knew that, but really I just read it off the plaque as I walked by.
Yeah.
It's kind of a nice little hack if you're ever in Toronto doing walking videos.
That's what I do too sometimes in New York.
Yeah, like, how the heck do you know so much about everything here? It's kind of remarkable. When I watch your videos,
It's a lot to
it's just like
remember.
endless knowledge
I
from start
know.
to beginning.
So we'll just walk here like for a little bit just so you can see the high-end stores. But got Versace here, Dior, Fendi, the almighty Louis Vuitton where people get their bags which are like thousands of dollars.
Or you could get the duplicate version in Chinatown probably for
Yeah,
10s or
true.
20s.
And also the historic cobblestone streets. But they call these Belgian blocks, but
Would you ride your e-scooter on this?
I did. It's so bumpy, man.
I think even a regular bike wouldn't be too fun on this, let
Yeah.
alone an e-scooter.
I try to avoid these streets when I can, but
Forget about it if you're on rollerblades.
yeah, that's it. So we'll go back towards Broadway. Oh, pigeons. There's a lot of pigeons in Toronto too.
I think we're the pigeon capital of the world. It's kind of
Really?
ridiculous. Pigeons and raccoons, that's what we're known for. But I can see why they film so many movies in Toronto and they dress it up as New York, because there are a lot of similarities between the streetscape of the two cities. And I was in Montreal filming a video, and they had a whole streetscape done up as New York. There was New York taxis, there were cars from the 70s that were all decked out in New York plates. So I think a lot of times we see New York in the movies or on TV, and it's not really New York.
That's true.
It's probably really expensive to get film permits here.
Oh yes, because they have to close the entire streets down, and residents get really angry too because they take away the parking spots.
So it's cheaper just to set up shop in another city.
Yeah. And even where I was in Los Angeles, the downtown area, they use that as a setting for New York City too.
Oh, we have a Maserati.
Oh yeah.
You were in a Maserati in one of Jaycation's videos, weren't you?
Yeah, it was. It was a rental car, but it was fun to drive. The door even lit up with the Maserati logo as he opened it up.
You better keep talking now so we don't get a
Oh,
copyright
yeah?
match.
Well, it'll be all right. I don't think it'll detect it.
That's one thing that I noticed started happening in the summer when more people were outside in the streets. There was more music playing on the sidewalk.
Oh yeah. That's the annoying part of YouTube.
Well, with what you do and what I do, we don't really edit our stuff. It's one long, continuous video, right?
For sure.
I'll let you.
I think you started your channel a little bit after I did, right?
Yeah, you were at over 50,000 subscribers when I started.
Oh wow.
And now I'm at 56,000 and you're at what, almost 300 or 290 something?
Yeah,
So
I
it's
think
kinda-
like 283 now. It's unbelievable.
And you were in Taiwan when you hit 100,000, I remember that.
Yeah,
And you were there like a few weeks after I was in Taiwan.
that's so funny.
So we could have met for the first time
I know, over there.
quite a while ago.
Actually, we wanted to meet up earlier, but this whole thing with COVID shut down the borders and it made it very difficult.
Well,
It's still very difficult.
Niagara Falls would be the perfect place because
I
it's
know.
right in between, well, it's a little closer to me, but it's Western New York.
Yep.
And I think Niagara Falls is a place people want to see, so
Yeah.
that would have been cool. And you probably could have filmed Buffalo while you were there.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe just a day or two, but it's a really nice old city. There's a lot of old Art Deco buildings. It's kind of going through a renaissance where it's really nice. People think of it as sort of a Detroit, but it's not. It's really, really coming together. So
Yeah.
I kind of miss being able to go there because we haven't been able to go there for like a year and a half.
Speaking of architecture, this neighborhood is famous for its cast iron buildings. Like they're all made out of steel and metal. Like this building here.
That's unique.
Yeah. If you get a magnet, it'll stick right on.
As opposed to like a brick frame or a concrete frame.
Yeah.
Or even a wood frame on a low-rise,
Yep.
which they used to do. And I see the exposed staircases. That's kind of unique to New York.
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
the fire escapes. Usually when they have fire escapes like that, they're older buildings.
I saw a documentary on how they tried to create a bylaw to get rid of those.
Yeah.
But it was such an integral part of the New York City streetscape that they just tried to reform them and make them safer because they're probably inherently not very safe.
Yeah.
But you're the New York City expert.
Also, what's also unique about New York City is the window air conditioners. Since many of the buildings are old, they don't have central air conditioning.
You'll find that in Toronto a fair bit.
You get these a lot in Toronto too.
Street food?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say I've heard that our street food in terms of like hot dogs and sausages is far better than here. And I haven't tried it here yet, but based on what I've observed, I would think that's probably true.
All right.
It's I mean, we don't have the Michelin star restaurants that you do, but hot dogs, I think we have you beat.
Yeah, but Toronto does have a Chinatown, so.
We've got several Chinatowns.
Yep. Yeah, there's an East Chinatown and regular Chinatown.
There's also Mississauga, like the greater Toronto area. There's a lot of suburbs. Some of the best food's actually in Scarborough and Markham. Markham's a suburb of Toronto. And I think Anthony Bourdain has been out there and raved about it. Like it's, we've got a very, very large Chinese Canadian population and a lot of really world-class Chinese cuisine. So
That's true.
we're kind of fortunate. I mean, New York's one of the few cities in the world that I think can compete with us in terms of ethnic cuisine and that sort of thing.
There's definitely a lot more traffic here than Toronto.
Yeah. It seems like New York has rebounded a little quicker than we have.
I think Broadway will be like very comparable to Yonge Street in Toronto in terms of like length and like diversity, I guess.
So you would consider this the main... Well, this cuts right through, like Yonge Street cuts right through the center of downtown.
Yeah, pretty much. This is kind of like the center too, Broadway. But it's very different.
It's almost one of those streets where if someone goes to Yonge Street, if that's all they saw, I would almost say you saw something very interesting, but you didn't see Toronto. You saw the tour, the trip of Toronto, right? You didn't get to experience the neighborhoods and everything that makes it great. So you'd say something similar about Broadway? It's New York, but it's unique to the city and it's different from everything.
And then our transportation system is completely different here, as we were talking about earlier.
I wish we could combine the two. I think you would have the perfect system.
I know. It's the cleanliness with the amount of route options.
Well, that's one thing. I don't see as much surface level transit here. Like we have a very extensive streetcar network. We have LRTs coming soon. We have amazing bus service.
Yeah.
But our subway is nowhere near as comprehensive as yours. It's incredible just how extensive the subway is here.
The bus system actually works pretty well. It's just that it gets stuck in traffic. So
Well, I took a local bus from LaGuardia Airport to the subway when I could have taken an express just to kind of
yeah.
get that experience. I thought it worked pretty well. We only waited about 5-6 minutes for the bus. Like, it wasn't that bad, and it took us to the subway in about 15 minutes.
yeah,
I was using Google Maps though to make sure am I going the right direction. When I get to the stop, which way do I want to go? Like, I can't imagine tourists in the 80s coming here before they had that luxury, or even 90s before smartphones were a thing. It's kind of, we just take that for granted right now, right? You can look at Google Maps. Oh, I'm facing this way. I want to go this way.
oh, totally.
And I've still got lost a few times here.
Now we're back. Okay.
All right. I think your camera did what mine likes to do, where it just randomly stops mid-recording.
Yeah.
It might have had something to do with the heat or the humidity.
Yeah. All right. What were we talking about again?
We were talking about
The bus. Oh, the
transportation systems,
yeah.
yes. And how extensive it is in New York. And you were mentioning how the buses here are actually pretty good. But I bought one of these things right when I got here because I'm here for 5 nights, and apparently this gets me unlimited trips on your metro system, and it was only like 33 USD or something.
Yeah, it's a great value. Just taking the train from the airport to your hotel saved you the cost of that metro card already.
Well, the lift was $65.
Exactly.
And it was only like 10.5 kilometers. And I was like, 10.5 kilometers, that's nothing. I could just walk this.
Yeah. But with luggage, it's hard.
Do I really want to walk
Yeah.
that
We're
far?
going this way.
All right.
Yeah.
So
This way is going towards Chinatown now.
All right.
You can also reach Chinatown going this way too, but it's just a different direction.
It's so interesting how I watch so many of your videos, and even though I recognize things, when you're here in person, it's totally different.
Oh, totally. I always have a laugh with this store.
Naked
over
and
here.
Famous?
Naked and Famous denim. Sometimes they have some scandalous things in the window. Hey, look, it's a pickle.
Dill pickle or? Sometimes I wonder about that. I'll see some artwork or something like that, and there'll be some nudity, but it's cartoonish. And it's like, am I violating YouTube's terms of service?
Yeah. You know what's funny? I did a live stream yesterday, and I was at an art exhibit where you need to download an app on your phone and then like scan it to the podium so it loads the virtual artwork. The first one I did, it was a butt naked lady. And I was like, oh, is that against YouTube service, terms of service?
Yeah, because you have to comply with your local laws and YouTube, right?
Yeah.
What is this place? 21 Crosby.
Oh yeah,
Looks fancy.
it does look fancy.
Oh, it's a perfume. It's like a bougie perfume shop.
Huh. Oh, I forgot to mention even before I started this video, I'm wearing my brand new shoes. I just got these.
Oh, New Balance.
Yeah.
It's right there, look.
I'm wearing my $29 Amazon shoes that are no brand or anything.
No brand.
They are really light and really comfortable.
Huh. Maybe I should think about getting it. Because mine were like 120 bucks.
Oh, I wonder what they're doing with this street corner.
Yeah, this has been like this for a long time already.
Well, it looks like there's something being vented. Maybe it's an environmental issue.
Yeah, maybe.
Here's a question. Where the heck are the gas stations? Where do all these cars get their gas?
Yeah, that's funny you mention it because
I'm saying like,
the thing is like Midtown Manhattan and below has been so developed now and property prices are like through the roof that it's just not profitable to run a gas station
Yeah,
anymore
and you
here.
can't build a high-rise on top of it because it's not safe, right?
Yeah, so the gas stations are much better off selling them off and making apartment buildings, but people get their gas like in much higher parts of Manhattan that's
Or
not
Jersey
like
or-
downtown Jersey, the outer boroughs. and just hope they don't run out of gas in this area. There's like one gas station that I know of on the East River, and I think they charge like some ridiculous price for their gas.
Well, they're venting something.
Oh yeah, this is so common in New York because we have an extensive steam network. The utility company makes like so much excess steam that they just sell it to businesses to like heat stuff up. And but that's also dangerous because every once in a while we have like steam pipe like explosions and they need to vent them out.
It's really neat.
Yeah.
I think every big city has a building that looks exactly like this.
Oh yeah. This used to be the old police station headquarters. But now it's apartment buildings.
We have a building in the St. Lawrence Market neighborhood that looks exactly like it, pretty much. It's
Yeah.
pretty. Although this you don't see. The fire escapes.
Yeah. There's also a building way off in the distance there with the golden statue atop.
Is that Rockefeller Center?
No, that's the municipal building.
Oh yeah, I'm looking in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
I was just in that area. I was just up in World Trade Center 4. I was up in visiting an old coworker at a company I used to work with in Toronto, and he's up on like the 55th floor of a building, and he invited me up to take a look, and I got a spectacular view of pretty much a 360 panorama of New York.
That's awesome.
And what's crazy is whichever side you looked out of, the skyline was so impressive. It looked easily better than any other city I've seen in North America. Just 1/4 of the skyline, or one
wow.
fraction. Like there's really nothing else like this. Like, have you seen another city? Maybe Chicago has, like, they have the history.
Yeah, I never went
York.
up there in Chicago.
You've ever been to Chicago?
No, I've been to Chicago, but I didn't go up to
you didn't get an observation
top.
view?
Yeah. I went to, I think the 70th floor of the tallest building in LA, and they had like some of a view like that, but nowhere near as like extensive as New York.
Well, their downtown core isn't as built out,
It's
right?
not, yeah.
It's like suburbs as soon as you leave downtown.
The only other place where it's kind of similar was Taipei 101, because I went up there.
I've never felt my ears pop so fast in that elevator. It goes so fast.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable.
Did you go on a clear day and you could actually...
I did.
Because that can be an issue over there.
Yep. No, wait, I don't think I did.
Or you went on a...
Yeah.
Because half the days there are hazy, right?
Rainy and foggy, yep.
Looks like we're starting to enter Chinatown, maybe?
Yeah, starting to enter Chinatown.
Is this traditionally more Cantonese based or mainland Mandarin? Do you know? Or-
There's more Cantonese based over here.
Our older Chinatown is like that.
Yeah. And then over here, Mulberry Street, if you head right, that's Little Italy.
And are you experiencing this wave of bubble tea shops too?
Oh yeah, you'll see it as you walk through Chinatown.
They are everywhere. Well, we have all the cannabis stores popping up and bubble tea shops
Oh
popping
wow.
up. Oh, that's
This
neat.
Yeah, that's Little Italy.
And didn't Zero Enigma used to go through Chinatown almost daily on his videos?
That's true.
So that would have been right around here.
You know, he started making videos again, and
Like the
bike
compilation
versus
style?
stupidity. Yeah.
That
I
was
think
his
it's-
bread and butter.
Ferrara. This place is known for their gelato and sweets.
Ooh, that looks good.
Yep. This
Malaysian
restaurant over
cuisine.
here is my favorite Malaysian restaurant in the city.
What's the name?
Nyonya.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit hard to read from that sign, but
Yeah.
I'm not seeing as many vacant storefronts as I thought.
Yeah. There were a lot more, but I think a lot of businesses like reopened
And rents kind of dipped for a bit and people took
Yeah.
advantage of it.
for sure. So we're gonna make a right over here. This is really gonna take us into like the heart of Chinatown now.
Neat.
It's like really narrow sidewalks and fruit vendors
markets.
all over the place. Yep. I don't think the Chinatown in Toronto is like this.
Similar vibe. Ours, though, it runs on a big avenue that's really wide.
I saw that.
So I would like the side. This is more like East Chinatown in Toronto on Gerrard Street. Like it's compact, and this is the kind of atmosphere you get.
Look at these pigeons just eating up the scraps.
But I find every big city I go to, Chinatown's almost always a must-see. It's always interesting to see.
Oh, yeah.
Would this be the best place to get like an I Love New York t-shirt as well?
I say so, yeah.
Like in Toronto, that's where you would go.
Yeah.
Don't go to the tourist shops.
That's true.
Go to Chinatown. You want like a little wooden CN Tower? Go there. Don't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
So you pay $40 in the airport or like $3 for pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. Even around the Times Square area, there's places that have like souvenir shops. They aren't too bad either. Actually, our souvenirs here in New York are like more affordable than a lot of other places I've been to. It's funny.
And what's funny is you can order a lot of stuff just on Amazon. You want a t-shirt that says like Toronto on it, just go on Amazon. Hey.
Yeah.
It's kind of, the world is changing, right?
Oh, yep. There's a lot of bubble tea shops around here.
Does New York have neighborhood associations to sort of promote and protect the character of each neighborhood? Like in Toronto, we would have the Chinatown Business Improvement Area.
Yeah.
Like each area has like an association where all the businesses pay a membership fee.
Yeah, they have one here too.
And they look after like maintaining the character of the neighborhood and promoting it.
Over here, the main organization is the CCBA, Chinese Community Benevolent Association. And then there's other ones too in like other communities, but as far as like Midtown goes and like the financial district, I don't think there is like an association. And there are like unions, work unions that help too.
So this is where all the underground casinos are, if the movies have taught me anything.
No.
The backroom poker games.
Maybe way back when, but
You might see John Wick walking around.
yeah. There are a lot of sellers here though.
Oh, this is neat. Straight up ahead, all the...
Oh yeah. This is the street where Chinatown started coming up. So you're gonna see like a lot of older Cantonese businesses and the lanterns up. And actually Chinatown's pretty easy to get to by the subway. You just get off at Canal Street on the yellow train or the green train, and you're right here. Also the J and Z come here, but they don't connect to Midtown.
So your lines go all the way up to the last letter of the alphabet?
Yeah.
Did they stop making them there, or is there something after that?
Yeah, they stopped making them there. We have letters and numbers.
Oh,
So one through 7. There used to be a 9 train, but they got rid of it.
and then did they start at A and work their
They
way
started
up?
A.
And they filled it up all the way to Z?
That's true.
Whereas we're working on like line 5 now, and we're about to lose line 3. Like they're decommissioning one of our lines
wow.
because it's too old. And you guys are covering every letter of the
Yeah.
alphabet.
And they even skipped letters because it'd be too confusing for people.
Oh, that's a really neat view that way.
Oh yeah, that's Canal Street.
So this is Canal Street here.
Yep.
Oh, there's a traditional gate that way.
Oh yeah, the Buddhist temple. So this is Mott Street where Chinatown started. This is like the most dense part of Chinatown here.
I have definitely seen you wander these parts before on your
Yeah.
channel.
There's so much good food here. You can even smell it.
You can get 5 t-shirts for $10.
Yeah, exactly. Come here. Get New York fucking city shirt.
Isn't it EN?
Yeah. Pretty much any restaurant along here is good.
This reminds me a lot of the Montreal Chinatown in terms of how narrow it is and
Oh,
the
really?
kind of stuff they have.
I think this store claims to be like the first bubble tea spot in New York City, but they're pretty good too.
Isn't bubble tea mostly a Taiwanese thing?
It is.
I remember back when I was in university in the early 2000s, bubble tea was a big thing starting to blow up everywhere in Toronto. Then it just sort of seemed to not be as popular for a very long stretch. There were still bubble tea places, but the last few years, every block has a bubble tea, and there's all these like bubble tea chains that have popped up,
I know.
like Coco, Cha Time, like you see them everywhere.
Tiger Sugar also. It also feels like the prices didn't go down as more bubble tea spots open. It's always like $5 and up for a bubble tea.
My thing now is a mango slush.
Oh yeah.
If I can get that and with a mango baba or an aloe vera in it, I'm pretty much in heaven. That's
Yeah.
a great drink. What's this building kind of near the
Oh,
the green rooftop?
The green rooftop. That's a church actually. That's been there before Chinatown existed.
When was this area first settled as a Chinatown? In the 50s, 60s, or before that?
I think it's probably like the early 1900s, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, originally it was a town called the Five Points, and this was considered like the slums. A lot of Italian and Irish immigrants came here, and like the sanitation was bad. There were a lot of gangs, and
You must have trouble planning your routes because I would want to turn down all these streets. They all look kind of interesting.
yeah,
Like our main Chinatown is a cross section of 2 streets, Dundas and Spadina. Whereas this, you have a lot more offshoots here.
and this isn't even all of Chinatown. This is the main part of Chinatown, but there's also the like the eastern part of Chinatown. That's a little quieter. Over there, you'll see a lot of closed down stores. Here's another gift shop. Wow, lowest price in Chinatown, 13 keychains for $10.99.
What are you gonna do with 13 keychains? If you have 13 kids, put them in their stockings?
Yeah.
No.
We could probably even get a mango slush once we're done with this walk. It's only like another 2 more blocks.
I would love that.
Yeah. Well, I want to show you the crookedest street in Chinatown over here. Let's make a detour.
This way?
Yeah.
It seems as if pedestrians never stop moving in New York. They don't care
it's
what the
true.
side is. They don't stop. They just keep moving. It's just,
Over here is an even more narrow sidewalk. It only supports like one person at a time.
people are walking
here.
right down the middle of the street.
Yeah.
It's good. I think cities should be pedestrian centric though,
It should be, yeah.
especially one as dense as this.
I mean, we've probably traveled to like so many cities that a lot of people haven't traveled to. Most cities are not very pedestrian friendly.
No. I love Bangkok. It's one of my favorite places in the world, but you will find yourself with nowhere to walk on the sidewalk because there isn't a sidewalk, or
That's
you'll be
crazy.
walking right into a utility pole, like in the middle of the sidewalk, and their traffic's so bad you wouldn't dare step out onto the street.
Yeah.
So it's
I
kinda-
hated Las Vegas for walking.
I think this strip is one of the poorest design streets. No offense to the people that love going to Vegas, but when I'm walking down the street, why am I going up an escalator?
It's so dumb.
It's like now you're going through a shopping mall. I'm just trying to walk down the street. Oh, this is
Yeah.
quite
This
neat.
is Joyer Street.
I'm gonna snap a picture.
Yeah. The crookedest street in Chinatown, and
Little secret, I'm snapping a picture of you recording this. Hey, give me that thumbs up again.
all right.
That'll end up on Insta.
Okay.
That's kind of how my viewers have to experience New York this trip. I've decided to treat it as more of a vacation, not so much a working ordeal. So I'm just putting pictures on Insta. If they want to see videos of New York, you've got that covered.
Yeah. And you're still gonna get a lot of subscribers anyway.
Yeah,
Just
I hope
from
so.
Instagram.
I hope so. I don't really put a whole lot of effort into my Instagram. It's hard when you're a one-man show like us, right?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
record your videos, you do your live streams, and then a lot of people don't see the editing, or we've got to go through and read all our comments. There's so much stuff that takes up your time. And when I went to Montreal and Ottawa recently, I was like trying to do some videos, but I kind of missed just having a vacation where I could just explore the city and experience it without
Yeah.
the camera. So I'll come back someday and record New York when I have a bit more perspective on it. But to me, this is great, getting to experience it firsthand the way you are. And my viewers can still tune into your channel. I'm sure most of them are very familiar with your channel anyways.
Yeah. Hey, how was that arm wrestling match with the Walking Man dude?
You know, that dude bulk was pretty insane.
Really?
He was not lying when he said he was all bulked up.
He looks pretty strong with his abilities.
Well, he can wobble any bridge around, right?
Oh my gosh.
For people that don't know what we're talking about, there's a channel called The Walking Man Dude. He's kind of a renegade walking YouTuber. He's kind of the opposite of what we do. But it's really entertaining stuff. I still don't know who that guy is.
Yeah, I don't know who he is either. It's a complete mystery.
He hacked our channels on April 1st.
Yeah.
And Ken, he's another Toronto-based YouTuber, the Ken Continuum.
Yeah.
He also does live streams in Toronto like I do. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, you can check his channel out. But he also got hacked by the Walking Man Dude.
Yeah.
What is this in the middle
And
here?
Wash Walker in London.
Oh, in London,
too.
yeah. His channel's amazing. He's probably got the best London-based channel.
Yeah. Over here is it's a square called Kim Lao Square. And there's a World War II monument there for the Chinese American vets, and a statue to Lin Zexu. He helped China fight against the Opium Wars. And the statue is actually facing towards the eastern part of Chinatown there.
Ooh, that's a Toronto special right there.
Yeah.
Little taste of home right here in New York.
Yeah.
I've seen your video on how you lock your bicycle up here. It's pretty intense.
Yeah, with 5 locks. That was a little extreme, but I wanted to get some clickbait in there.
But if anyone wants to lock or wants to steal your bike, they're going to take the easiest.
Of course.
If they really want to steal your bike, they're going to steal your bike.
Yeah.
But if they're just looking for a quick grab, they're going to take the bike that's locked up the poorest,
Of
right?
course,
So you
yeah.
might as well like give them that extra.
Yeah. Well, this way over here is going towards the Civic Center, and this way goes back up the block of Chinatown that we missed. So
Which way takes us to Bubble Tea?
over here. Yeah.
Are most places in Chinatown cash only, or because of the pandemic, are they all accepting card now?
I would say there's still a good amount doing cash only, but for the most part, they also take cash.
Because I actually didn't bring any cash with me normally.
Oh,
Well, normally when I travel, I found just having a debit card or credit card is enough, right?
yeah.
But then you come to a neighborhood like this where you realize, oh, back home these places prefer cash. They probably
Yeah.
do here too.
What a lot of businesses do also is like they won't charge you tax if you pay
Yeah.
cash, or if you pay card, they'll charge you a service fee, like 2.5%, sometimes like 4 or 5%.
Yeah, a lot of our convenience stores will be like $5 minimum if you
Yeah.
want to use a card, or usually it's 2 or 3, but I've seen some higher. Whoa, Hop, this must be a restaurant.
Yeah, this is one of the oldest restaurants in Chinatown.
Oh, it's down in a basement too.
Yeah. And they have Wo Hop next door, same owners.
and Hop Key.
Hop Key, yeah.
Same, same
Also,
lineage.
Yeah, same lineage.
Oh, we're going right by that church.
Yep. We get to see it, and maybe we could end here.
Moscow Street.
Yep.
Well, if we're gonna end, thank you for taking me around the Manhattan Chinatown.
Yeah. Let's end the video over here. Let me pan the camera up so you can see this church. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that walkthrough of New York City through Soho all the way to Chinatown with Johnny Strides from Toronto. Go check him out. He's an awesome YouTuber. But yeah, check him out. Johnny Strides on YouTube.
I didn't realize we were. I thought your camera was pointing that way. Sorry, I'm on vacation.
Button.
I'm not in YouTuber mode right now.
Yeah. Smash the like button, subscribe, and see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.